I have never seen anybody riding like this on the street. This man is committed to the bit, man. He's committed. You're talking guardrails, oncoming traffic, you're talking cliff edges. It's not going to be pretty. This is ridiculous. Folks, it's pretty rare that I come across something on YouTube that I have never really seen before in the motorcycling space, and today's video is just that. I have come across some sort of super soldier breed of street squid. I have found the sort of King Dick Chad energy giga boy of motorcycle street squidding. There's a lot of guys out there that love to get the little elbow down picture on their little favorite canyon road, and in reality they're really slow on track. This is not the case today. We will be reacting and taking a look at a guy called Nidyanazo or Aiden Video. I think he may have changed his handle in the recent history. And this person, this man, is so dedicated to the art of going fast. I've never seen anything like it from a street squidding perspective because he does all of this stuff at a very, very high level. I cannot say anything about this guy's riding because it is really top-notch stuff, but it's being applied in a ridiculously risky way and a crazy street-oriented way, but that's his whole shtick. So today, we're going to take a look at Nidyanazo's street riding video. One of the fastest street motorcyclists I've ever seen from America. This guy truly is pretty bonkers. But before we do, today's video is supported by Revit. That's right, boys. We are moving on up in the world. Revit has decided to sponsor the Yami Noob channel. They make amazing high-quality motorcycle gear that I have worn for years in several different configurations. I've owned a Revit Sand 3 for my adventure kit and a lot of their gloves as well. I'm really, really fond of Revit, and we are now actually selling them on our store, and they support our channel. So hit the link down below and check out everything we have for sale from Revit, and you won't be disappointed. Now, let's see some of the absolute craziest street squidding I have ever seen. All right, boys, starting us off strong here. We're flashing through these corners, elbow down, and you might say, oh, that's, pretty normal. Yami's got the elbow down. Look at the pace that Nidyanazo is producing here. This is like expert level club racer pace. We are at the limit of this R1 here. It looks like a pre-2009, so it doesn't have the crossplane, no TC, no ABS, and we're being really, really, really aggressive with how we're riding here. We're doing canyon runs. We are trying to lean off, trying to look like Bautista a little bit. And I've watched a lot of Nidyanazo's videos, and really what I can say is that this guy is really dedicated to the art of trying to go fast. And I can really appreciate that as a person who is also dedicated to the art of going fast. And I will publicly say, this guy does appear to be much faster than me and much crazier than me. So I am not here saying that I'm better or faster than Nidyanazo in any way. I think he would have a really solid career as a racer if he were to actually apply his skill sets. But it seems like he's really into this. I mean, look at that. It seems like he's really into this outlaw canyon racer type of thing. I think he wants to be the guy on the street. And what I think about that, honestly, is that it's kind of convenient to be the guy in the street where you're not being really compared to anybody else, right? Like, his pace here looks pretty fast, but we don't really know for sure because he's not in a competition setting, right? Nidyanazo is not here in a setting that can show his skills, and I think that it would be really great if he could go start racing and start competing against people who have similar skill sets to this, because it's no joke to ride a motorcycle like this. This is seriously some of the fastest street-based riding I've ever seen. Look at the way the triple tree moves around under acceleration. I mean, look, he's fighting the front end. He's braking super hard. He's practicing good throttle control, good braking, good setting up before the corners. He understands a lot of this stuff, and that's where I think he can really excel in a controlled environment. He's got a little lean angle sensor right there. Bit silly, but if you want to have that showing, that's cool. And he really tries to get the whole elbow down thing, but man, I gotta say, he's, from what I can tell, he tries to be as safe as possible. He waits until there's nobody on the street, and then he goes out and does a run. He actually goes out with like a little temperature gun and tries to make sure his slicks are up to temp, which is pretty difficult to do on the street without warmers and without the whole thing. I don't know if he shows up to a pull-off spot with warmers for his bike. That would be pretty insane. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is... I mean, it looks like, and the crazy thing is, his whole thing is trying to take the over-exaggerated hanging off the bike style to the street. You can see he's really stretching and leaning over, which is cool because it looks best, and if you can get the bike more upright, you can get more drive, right? In theory, that all works, but for me on the road, you want to keep it more in check because you never know if the bike's going to slide under conditions. Like, you know, later on in the video, he might say something to the effect of, oh, the motorcycle doesn't care if it's rubber, if it's all asphalt, whatever, but streets are unpredictable. You know, there's oil, there's gravel, there's weird asphalt, there's tar snakes, and that's why I think it's just really not advisable to ride like this, but gotta give credit where credit's due. This guy is flying. I mean, this guy truly is riding pretty freaking fast. And you can hear it in the way his bike sounds, that it sounds like he's on an actual track. He's hard on the gas, hard on the brakes, no coasting, getting back on it, leaving dark strips from his rear tire, just absolutely punishing this motorcycle. And yeah, it's really impressive to see. This reminds me a lot of what we were talking about with the Ghost Rider, where you can see skill, you can see it, but it's being applied in a not so intelligent way, in my opinion. But some people, they chase the drug, they chase the adrenaline. You can tell this bike has been through the ringer, man. This poor thing has really put down a lot of time on its side, which, hey, it's a race bike, that's what it's supposed to do. But I don't know much about Nidyanazo. I couldn't find much information, but he seems to really be that outlaw street squid type. But I would love to see these skills applied in a track setting, man. I really would, because I think you could be really great, Nidya. I think you could be really good, Nidyanazo. I think you could really apply these skills and be a proper club racer and really work your way up. I think, again, if you don't have a reference point, you will look at this rider and say, oh, like, he's super fast. No one can possibly keep up. But, you know, it's the type of thing you got to really see yourself against others. You can see here he's waiting. He's a bit more intelligent than your average flying between traffic kind of person. He's trying to get a clean run, but this is really something where if anything goes wrong here, you tuck the front, you lose the rear, you're talking guardrails, oncoming traffic, you're talking cliff edges. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, we're pushing over 100 miles per hour here between these corners, and right here, 80 miles per hour cornering there, indicated on the speedo, so I'm going to say 10% off, maybe 70 or so. That's a really aggressive pace for the street. Really aggressive. Way too aggressive, for me anyways. I would never ride like this on the street, that's for sure. And I probably could not take this R1 to this level on the track either. This is pretty insane. The fact that this person's out there timing their runs on the canyons, it just, I don't know. I think a lot of guys who are really into motorsports would say, why are you doing this? You know, why are you applying this like this? And for some people, it's because nothing else compares. But I will be honest, I think for a lot of these guys, it's the fact that they can go out and do this on their own time, whenever they want, for cheap. I know a lot of people say, oh, the track is too expensive, I don't want to go. I don't know Nidyanazo's situation. I'm not going to assume that he can't afford to go to a track. That would be pretty rude of me. But I see a lot of that in the comments. People say, I can't afford to go to the track, so I just rip it up on the streets. It's just the same. It's not the same. You're offloading the money for added risk. You're reducing your cost, but adding increase in the risk. So here we go.
39 degrees.
He's getting the ground temperature. This man is committed to the bit, man. He's committed. Shows up in slicks, gets the ground temps. I really wonder if he has like a generator and a warmer on the side of the road. I think that would be pretty crazy. I mean, we're deep into fourth gear, flicking it over there. That's some Isle of Man TT stuff, man. I mean, that's not quite to the level of an Isle of Man TT racer, and you can see the difference in when you see a TT lap time versus this. This is definitely an amateur level, but very highly skilled amateur level stuff. Like I said, I think Nidyanazo could be a very competent expert level club racer. No doubt. You just take these skill sets and apply them on the track, boom, you'd be super fast. But I get it. For some people, the thrill is here. That is what they're going to do. I'm not going to sit there and say that I don't understand that thrill, because I do, but I just can't take the risk like this anymore, man. But he's got to be. I mean, if you guys know someone who is more skilled than this, I'm happy to hear it, because I have never seen anybody riding like this on the street. This is truly some ridiculous riding. We're breaking so deep in these corners, man. For street, for not track, you're breaking way too late, man. You're going crazy on this. This is ridiculous. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing this. Like I said, if you know of anybody who rides more aggressive than this on the street, send them my way. I've never seen anything like this. Truthfully, I have not. This is like literally taking GP style to the street and applying it with like real vigor. Really impressive, but in a weird way. You know what I mean? A big shout out again to Revit for supporting today's video. Go and check them out in the link down below on our store. We truly do appreciate all of their support. You're going to see a lot more from Revit on our channel. And we appreciate you guys checking out the video. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Well, look at you. You've made it to the end of another Yami Noob video. You should consider yourself pretty lucky, because I have curated this one right over here for you to continue watching. It's probably just as good as the one you just saw. Unless you hated the one you just saw. I don't know, maybe leave me a comment down below about how much you hated it as well too. Or just keep watching this one. Make sure you keep watching Yami Noob. Don't forget to keep watching Yami Noob. That's the most important thing. Keep watching Yami Noob.